to change your life like it changed mine. So again, I just want to say welcome everybody, because you could be anywhere else right now. Some of you may be at work right now listening. Some of you in the car. Make sure you're not driving. Make sure you guys have something to take notes with, because I promise you this is going to change your life. All right, shout out to my business partner Maya. I'm not sure who invited you all. If you can put who invited you to this call in the chat. I see we got people in Florida, Ohio. I'm originally from Cleveland. Sarah, what part of Ohio are you from? We got Elaine, got Ohio in the building. Yeah, we got a couple people, a couple of Ohioans, Floridians in here too. Maya invited you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So shout out to my business partner Maya. He's killing it. I'm going to let her come up and talk a little bit before we get into the discussion about talking about money. Maya, you there? I had a privilege to lock in with her and her cousin, and she's been doing absolutely phenomenal. She's a great leader as well. We just met up in Miami a couple of weeks ago for our Diamond Summit that we have, um, and it was absolutely amazing. So Maya, if you can, real quick, you can hop on and just talk a little bit about your experience with trading, and then we're gonna go into some conversation. Are you there, Maya?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, everyone. For those who don't know me, I am Maya. And thank you, Dr. Fibonacci, for that. It's been a blessing to be able to work with you and be a part of this community that we're in. My trading journey has been rocky before joining this community. And before, I was just doing the studying, watching videos, and just stuck in the phase of not being able to execute and trust in the trades that I take. But after joining this community and getting all the information from the wonderful people that we work with, I I became a better trader and been able to take my own trades and even profited with $300 in one trading session. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity, and thank you to my business partner, Dr. Clyde. And yeah, just stay tuned for the wonderful information.
Awesome, appreciate that, Maya. Um, I want to say something about Maya really quick. She is a leader, but she's also a very intelligent student, right? In order for you to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower first. And I know in school, I know she's in school. Um, I've been in school. I feel like I've been in school my whole life, right? And it's nothing wrong with going to school, getting education, getting degrees. It's nothing wrong with knowledge or information, but you want to make sure that you have the right knowledge and the right information, because the right information and the right knowledge is power. And if you apply that information and knowledge, um, you can be a powerful individual. And so, even though we're going to be talking a little bit about money, I want you guys to really think about impact, because if Maya invited you to this call, that means that you guys know her, you like her, you love her, and you're willing to hear what she has to say. And so I first wanted to commend everybody who's on this call, because she's showing you guys something that's changing her life and everybody that's connected to her. And so she's a leader, but she also knows how to follow good leaders, right? And the word of God says that iron sharpens iron, so does the countenance of a friend. And ever since I've met Maya, she's been a ray of light, very positive. Even when she had her hiccups and she was telling me about her experiences in the past about trading, she still gave off positivity. Like, oh man, I know I learned this and I learned that and I lost this and I lost that. And she's like, but I'm going to stick in there. I'm going to learn this skill set. And I encourage everybody to learn this skill set, because it's a skill set that you cannot be fired from. And so in school, it was a penalty to copy people or to cheat, right? And it is a penalty to cheat. But in this space of learning how money works, it's okay to copy the right cat. It's okay to be a copycat, because in order for us to be successful in anything, really, you have to learn from someone, right? You have to learn from someone. Even people that are working, in the military, we have OJT, right? On the job training. And so, in order for you to learn certain skills, sometimes you had to be on the job to learn the job. You had to follow someone, you have to shadow someone, you have to learn from someone who's experienced in the very thing that you want to be experienced in, or the very job that you want to learn or to even become an expert in. You had to learn from someone. So I had to learn from someone. Mya had to learn from someone, is still learning. I'm still learning. And I want you guys to listen in on this call from a standpoint of a student. Even if you've traded before, right? If you've traded before, go ahead and drop a 111 in the chat so I can know who I'm talking to here. And if you've never traded before, I want you to drop a 222, right? 111 if you've traded before, and 222 if you've never traded ever before in your life, right? And I want to put you in on a little secret. Many people have never heard of the foreign exchange market or the Forex market, but the Forex market has heard of you. What I mean by that is if you have a bank account, if you have a checking account, a savings account, if you have a Roth IRA, if you have an insurance policy, if you have a a universal index policy, if you have any type of dealings with the financial institution, right? Even if you get paid under the table, that fiat, that currency, that money that you have is being traded. They all have serial numbers. They all have docket numbers. Your bank account, your checking account, they all have a number that's being traded in the market, unbeknownst to you. Whether you have a positive account balance or a negative account balance, that account number is being traded globally. Okay. And so, a little bit about the first thing I want to talk to you about is that secret, which is really not a secret, but a lot of people don't know that your money is being traded. There's somebody at your bank that you have your account with. You get your W-2s, you get your 1099s if you're a business owner, right? However, you're receiving money or sending money, money is being traded. Trading has been around for centuries. It's been around forever. In fact, God said, "Let there be light." There was an exchange. He spoke, and energy happened, power happened. Right? There's been a constant exchange happening since the beginning of our time, since the beginning of our existence. And so many people don't understand how money works because they just taught to go to school to get a degree, right? Some people take out loans to go to college. So you have to work to pay off the loans in the debt that you earn, right? Because that's really what you do. You're earning debt. But debt is money and money is debt. Okay. That's another secret that people don't know. Money is debt and debt is money. But the reason why money is called currency is because it flows. It's energy, it's ever moving. And so if you have your money in a bank account, the global traders in that bank is trading your money. But the question is that I have for you is why aren't you trading your money? Some people don't understand and know that there is even a possible way to trade your own money, right? And so what I'm going to be talking to you guys about is how to do just that. And so me and my sister Mya, we have a partnership, right, with an academy called Akashex. And in this academy, we teach you and show you how to do just that, how to trade your money, right? And actually have your money working for you. Now, some of you may have heard of compound interest. Some of you heard of APR. That's the annual percentage rate that you pay on your credit cards, right? If you took a loan out for your vehicle, if you have a mortgage, there's APR. APY is the annual percentage yielded. That's how much money you make after a year. Okay. And so I want you guys to think about this. And I'm gonna just use this as an example. If you're getting paid $20 an hour, right? And that's not bad, right? But in this day and age, we have inflation, we have interest rates rising, we have unemployment rates. You know, we have all of these different factors that can affect your livelihood. But if you're making $20 an hour some people don't realize that you can actually make $20 a minute. You can make $20 in 30 seconds, right? And it's all a part of the exchange. Now, another secret I want to tell you guys is this is not just trading stocks, because a lot of times when we talk to people about trading, everybody thinks that trading in the foreign exchange market is the same as trading stocks, where in theory, trading stocks and trading in foreign exchange market has same premises, but the stock market is in existence based off of consumers, right? iPhone comes out with who drop an iPhone, right? Drop iPhone in the chat if you're an iPhone user. If you're Android, drop Android, right? And this is not a debate. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to pin people against people, right? I'm an Android user, okay? And so statistically, Android people are nicer. But anyway, I digress. Um, Android users, iPhone users, it doesn't matter. The company that creates these devices know that if we create a good device, people are going to purchase it, people are going to buy it. And if we create version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it sells, then the wealth or the value of the company or the stock will increase because people want to invest in our product. So the value of that overall company is going to increase. Now, what happens if that company goes bankrupt, right? And you have stock in Android. And some of you, if you have an iPhone, some of y'all have multiple iPhones and you have no stock in iPhone. Some of us have multiple Android phones and don't have any stock in Android or Samsung, right? That is a problem. But here's the bigger problem. People think that because you own a couple stocks or shares, hey man, you're on the right side of money. But in all actuality, there's nothing wrong with having stocks. It's just if those companies crash, then you lose money, right? The stock market is a $7 billion industry a day, which is a lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with stocks and options. I encourage you to diversify your portfolio. But in order for those stocks to increase, they have to use capital. And I want to let you know this: there is no industry in the world that's touching the foreign exchange market. Why? Because every company, every business, every entrepreneur, every independent contractor, every government employee that's getting paid is a part of the foreign exchange. It's a $7 to $8 trillion industry a day. I'm gonna say that again: $7 to $8 trillion industry a day. Think about that. T, trillion. Okay, trillion. Do y'all understand? That's a lot of money. You can stick your baby toe in the foreign exchange market with a good system, a good strategy, and good community and make some decent money, right? And so I'm here to encourage you guys to listen very closely because I'm going to show you guys some tools that me and Mya use on a daily basis that tells us, hey, this is where you should buy, this is where you should sell, this is how you protect your capital. These are the tools that we use to analyze the market, and you don't have to be a freaking trading genius. Okay, so let me share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show y'all something. I mentioned that making $20 an hour is not bad, right? But what if you had the ability to trade and make $20 to $50 an hour by using tools that expert traders have created to help you compound your own money, right? So, how many people here trade stocks? I want you to put a 555 in the chat. Have you ever traded stocks before? And I want to make this conversational because I don't want to just hear myself talk, but I want to actually engage you guys' brains, right? And ask you guys some questions because A lot of times people don't know what they don't know. All right, Yolanda, thank you. All right, Yolanda, real quick, if you can unmute, I don't know if you're able to or not, but you traded stocks before. In your trading stocks, is it you taking a percentage of your money and just buying stocks because you think that it's a good stock to buy? Or do you have a system where you know how to identify when to buy a stock or when to sell a stock? Are you able to? Okay.
I basically just take money and put it into the stock. When it go up, I take it out. But it's so much research in stock that it's kind of like I just kind of got over it. You know, it wasn't coming fast enough. It's so much research. You got to know that. You got to know this. And in my experience with forex and crypto, it was just so much easier. You
Mhm.
know, analyzing the chart, learning the charts, following those that, especially with the system we have, like it's a win-win for real.
Right. So you're trading Forex too now, though, right? You're already locked
Yeah,
in with us,
yeah.
correct? All right.
Go all day.
So what is your favorite tool to use within the family, within the community?
Pip juice, pip juice. And I'm studying Arabella strategy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
Cool.
use
Cool.
the
Cool. Cool.
fair
Fair value gap.
market gap. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So let me show you guys this really quick. Can y'all see my screen? Can you see it, Yolanda? Okay. Cool. So is Yolanda the only one that's actually trading stocks? I know she's trading the foreign exchange market too, but so here's the thing. So if you have stocks and the market goes bankrupt, you can lose all of your deposit, all of your stocks, all of your investments if a company goes belly up. Here is the secret. The foreign exchange has never crashed. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. The foreign exchange market has never crashed. Never. Who said you never knew that? Oh, shout out to my sis Steph. Is that one of my business partners? Is that my business partner, Stephanie? Now, there's different instruments to trade. You can trade stocks, you can trade futures, you can trade indices, you can trade commodities. The foreign exchange market has never crashed. Now, you see a drop like this is gold, okay? This is gold. This is not necessarily considered a foreign pair because it's gold. But gold is traded globally and is considered an asset. The whole gold, it appreciates, even though the value in the market may decrease. But this is, in order to buy 1 ounce of gold, you have to pay $4,516.45, right? She said it's definitely me. Oh man. But what people don't understand is when the dollar increases, gold supposedly it decreases the price. But when gold increases, the dollar decreases. But gold is something that it appreciates, right? But you cannot go into a restaurant and say, I'll give you 1 ounce of gold for a plate of food. There's an exchange that still has to take place in order for you to cash out on gold. Now, some people may take ounces of gold for food, but typically fiat in the United States dollars are valued or valuable for exchange. And our dollar is not backed by gold and silver like it used to be, because the dollar used to be a promissory note. for gold and silver, right? But the Federal Reserve started taking loans from other financial institutions because they couldn't keep up with the demand for the dollar to cash out for their gold. In actuality, there was a lot of gold circulating, supposedly more than the actual dollar. They couldn't keep up. They blamed it on the Great Depression and war and other things. But I'm a military member, and I know that when we're in the time of war, more money, this is another secret, more money is being printed to fund the war. The more money that's printed, the less value it has. But for some reason, gold is not depreciating, right? Gold is not depreciating. Now, if you're looking at price of gold, you may see that price goes up and down. But when is the last time? Let's go to the daily chart. Let's go to the yearly chart. Hold on. Let me take off these indicators real quick because I want you guys to see this. Right. Right. So these little green and red things are called candlesticks. And these candlesticks basically identify price. Right. So this says, is this 1933? Right? 1933, is that what we're talking about? 1933, the market has been, or people have digitally tracked gold, right? That's what this chart is saying, basically. And at no time have price ever come back down on gold to zero. And even then, they started tracking ounces of gold at $19 to $20 an ounce. Now we're looking at gold at the highest price is almost $5,600 for an ounce of gold. Exactly. She said she just told her husband this morning we're strategic in economics. Absolutely. It's really the financial institutions and the families that control the financial institutions and really the masses when it comes to consumers. But I want you guys to really pay attention because people don't understand how money work. And I did not know how money worked. And I made some pretty good money in the military and even after the military. But I didn't have my money working for me. So I was on the wrong side of money. So it's cool to buy stocks, but you still need money to buy stocks. But when it comes to the foreign exchange market, you're using money to exchange for other countries' currencies and vice versa. And you can make millions upon millions of dollars by understanding the exchange rate. Okay. Now, in layman's terms, this is how trading works. It's an exchange. Now, can you guys see my calculator? You guys can unmute, say yes or no. You guys see this calculator?
Yes.
Okay, good. So imagine buying a $50 TV on Marketplace or I don't know, eBay or something, right? You bought a $50 TV, but in the market, that specific, which let's say it's a Samsung TV, right? That TV, for example, is worth, let's say 2,500, right? But somebody bought a 50-inch TV for $2,500, but then they bought a 75-inch TV and they just wanted to put it on the marketplace to get rid of it, right? So they put it on the marketplace for $50. You bought a 50-inch TV for $50. I know that seems crazy, but just stick with me, right? You bought it for $50, but the value of that TV is $2,500 still. So let's say you bought that TV for $50 and then you went on Marketplace and sold the TV for $2,500, right? You sold it for $2,500, right? For the actual value of that TV, right? Your margin is $2,450. You made $2,450 off of a $50 investment. Now I know that's extreme, but that's how trading works, right? And I'm gonna show you how that correlates in a second. But I want you to understand in layman's terms, this margin is really how trading works. So one country sees the value of another country's currency, so they take their currency and they purchase another country's currency. And I really feel like that's how China is. China bought a lot of the United States dollar because we do a lot of dealing, a lot of trading, products, services, and goods. A lot of it comes from China. And I'm not trying to be political, but that's just what's happening. And in other countries as well, right? And so the president is saying, hold up, I want the United States to have more of our own currency circulating, and we're purchasing products and services and goods on our own soil. Don't ask me if I'm for it or against it. This is not a political, this is not the politically correct economics class. And I've taken economics 1 and 2. But it means nothing if you don't know how to apply and know what GDP means. I took economics, and my economics teacher told me about GDP, and I didn't know what the heck that was. How is this going to benefit me in life, knowing what GDP is? When in fact, shout out to my professor, Professor Bartel, he was the first person to give me the book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I encourage you guys to go read that. It will change your mind and understanding about how money works, right? But GDP stands for gross domestic product, right? And so different countries provide the United States with different products, services, and goods. If it's not American made or American owned or created in America, it's outsourced. And a lot of times America middlemans. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that it's a problem. I'm not saying that it's a problem to have our own American made things. But understanding how money works will help you make all the money that you need to make to take care of all of the business that you need to take care of. Okay. So I want this to be conversational. So I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. So this price here is $4,500 an ounce. I would have to take $4,500 of USD to purchase an ounce of gold in real time. If I go to a jeweler right now, he can charge you anywhere from 45.09 to 45.08, right? For an ounce of gold, right? And so understanding that will help you become wealthier in knowing how money works when it comes to exchange. So nobody can cheat you. You can't go to a jewelry store and say, hey, I want to buy 3 ounces of gold, and they charge you $6,000 an ounce. No, because you know that this is the price, right? This is the actual amount it costs for 1 ounce. Now, here's another secret that's really not a secret. You can Google exchange rates for any currency, right? So I just put in the United States dollar versus the Great British pound, okay? Now, it says it's 0.75 pound sterling, right? So it would take 75 pounds to buy $1. So our dollar is stronger than the Great British pound. How do you know? Because 1 is greater than 75, right? I know it sounds like Barney or Dora the Explorer, but the exchange between 75 cents or 75 pounds and $1, the exchange between is how banks exist. So for every 75 pounds that the bank in Great Britain, the Bank of Great Britain, they can charge money for lending out 75 pounds. They can charge interest. Our dollar is greater in this country. Now let's look at Japanese yen. So in Japan, it takes 159.46 yen to buy a dollar. So we know that 159 is greater than one. Okay, so looking at this, we'll say, oh man, 159 is greater than one. So that means that the Japanese yen is greater than the dollar. So the more Japanese yen you have, the more USD you can buy. Understanding this can help you compound your money greatly. So if the Japanese yen is greater, then technically you would sell. You would sell. All right. Now, let's look at the Hong Kong dollar or the Chinese dollar. For every $1, right? To every $1, you get $7.82. I mean, 7 HK dollars to every dollar. So the Chinese dollar is 6 to almost 7 times greater than the dollar, right? And so trading, let me go back to the 1 hour time frame real quick. And I'm going to show you something. We have these tools in our academy that tells us when to buy and when to sell. And you don't have to be an expert to know. Everything I just told you probably went over 90% of y'all heads. The experts created a system, a scanner to show you when to sell and when to buy. Oh, we're back on gold right now. Okay. Now I want you guys to see that. Let me. I only want to have. Let's see. All right. So these lines that's on our chart indicates when to buy and when to sell. If you trade stocks and you don't know anything about trading, you just say, I like Coca-Cola, so I want to buy some stocks in Coca-Cola because it's worth X, Y, and Z, right?
You know what's funny, CJ? Well, Dr. Fibonacci, I'm gonna call you by your name. Dr. Fibonacci is I actually tell people this. I'm like you were just talking about a few minutes ago about like the iPhones. People spend $1,500, $2,000 on iPhones, but you have not one penny in Max in Apple stock. Like you don't have no stock anywhere on no platforms, but y'all invest in all these things. Y'all want to buy a $300 Christian Dior t-shirt. Y'all want to spend $300 on Air Jordans, but y'all have absolutely no stock in this. Like, why is that? Like, you have to change how your mindset. I'm not saying don't buy those things, but do both. If you're going to buy the one, buy the other. You have to be mindful of how to change your mindset because this is where the money is at. Now, I've been a financial consultant. I've been in insurance and other financial areas for over 10 years now. And this is one of the first things I learned is that so many people have budgeting issues in their mind because they're consumers. They're not builders. And once we change our mindset from consumers to builders of wealth, then we'll ultimately see exactly how important it is to realize these things matter for a reason. That's why they were in newspapers for many years. That's why they scroll on the bottom of every news station every time. And if you're not even mindful and paying attention of all these different assets and stocks and currency exchanges, you're really going to miss the mark. Like you said, you can't go into a restaurant with an ounce of gold to pay the food, right? Because they're gonna look at you sideways, or with a Bitcoin, they're gonna like, I'm gonna pay for this with Bitcoin. They're gonna look at you sideways, like, no, sir, we take cash, credit, or debit. But at the same time, but we have to change. Like I said, it's a mindset issue. We have to understand that wealth over time is what it is, but also passive income over time is also where it is. And we have to put ourselves in those positions to learn how to do both. Because it's not that we have to unlearn learned behaviors and belief systems that were generations old. those don't no longer apply in this time frame. We have to move forward in another mindset in order to teach not only our current generation, but for the next 4 to 8 generations, so that regardless of what the economy looks like, regardless of what country we come from, we're honestly doing ourselves a service, not a disservice, but we're actually servicing our families and our bloodlines and our generational lines, because we're doing something that the previous generations did not do by learning, by grasping and implementing. That's all I gotta say.
Well, that's a lot. Let's unpack a little bit of that. So a lot of us are consumers and not um, investors, and a lot of people don't know the difference between um, assets and liabilities. And so, not knowing the difference between the two will definitely have you living paycheck to paycheck, because being on the right side of the money is so important. Let me show you guys this real quick. All right, so here's the secret. Let's get into it. This is the overall secret right here. And many people don't understand this. 100%, right, to one, right? You're putting all of your time, 100, I would say 99% of the people that are making money don't know that their time is anchored to their money. People think overall that money, time and time is money. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I can zoom in. Is that better? Take it. I want everybody to take a picture of this. A lot of people are in the rat race because they don't know how to unanchor their time from their money. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of times people don't know that their money is anchored to their time and their time is anchored to their money. That's why you hear people saying, man, my time is money. In a sense. But here's the thing, money is constant. It's currency. It's like a river. It's like the ocean. It's constantly moving. And if you're stuck in a place where your money is anchored to your time, time is more valuable than money. I want everybody to answer this question, right? Y'all can unmute, I don't care. If somebody told you they'll give you $1 billion today, but you had to die tomorrow, would you accept it or would you decline it? Don't be scared. You can unmute.
I would take it.
Decline.
I'm done. Steph.
Decline.
Steph. She said I would take it. But look, if you really think about it, if they tell you that they was going to give you $1 billion today, you said that you would take it, but your life will be over tomorrow. What impact would you leave on your family? Now, I'm not saying that you could share that $1 billion with everybody. You can't take care of your family. It's to you, right? You can get that $1 billion, and after you die, that's it, right? The impact that you would leave, the hole that you would leave, the time that nobody can get back after you leave here is really priceless, right? That's why the Bible says that what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul, right? Because you can get the money, you can get the wealth, you can get the riches, but you can't get time back. That's the one commodity nobody can add to. Only God. So you have a job. This is on the left side. This is on the wrong side of money. You have a job and you think that it's equal to money. You have no leverage. You're an employee. You're working for other people. You're a part of the biggest pyramid scheme in all of history. That you have somebody over you making more money than you, telling you what to do. What's wrong with having a job? The other misconception is you're a business owner, right? You're self-employed. You don't have anybody working for you. When you own a job, now you got to spend more time on your job to make more money. You still don't have leverage. You're still trading money for time, even if you're self-employed. Now, on the right side of money, you get a little bit better. You're a business owner. You have a system and now you're hiring people to work for you, but now you're depending on your people for your money. So you have leverage, but still you're dependent on other people to make your money. Now, when it comes to investing, you have your money working for you. Now, your money is making money for you, and it's passive. This is what Robert Kiyosaki breaks down in his cash flow quadrant. If you've never heard of it before, look it up. I advise you to check out the cash flow quadrant and also Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, the newer version of Robert Kiyosaki, he's a little, he's a little honorary, right? Because he's older, but he drops mad nuggets about how money works, how to get your money to work for you, and understand that we don't make money. The mints make money. We earn money. And you actually get paid a direct proportion for the value that you offer to the marketplace. If you're not offering any value to the marketplace, you're not going to get a return. Solving problems is going to help you make money in the marketplace. But when you take that money from the marketplace from solving problems, you have to have that money make money for you, or you're going to be at the drawing board. And Warren Buffett said that if we're not making money while we're sleeping, we're going to work until we die. And think about that. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, I don't know. I know some 9 to 5ers that make millions of dollars, but they keep their day job and they use that money to invest into things that's making more money for them, and they can stop working at any time. But I don't know too many people that's working a 9 to 5 job that's making millions of dollars or billions of dollars from that 9 to 5 job. So when the money is working for you, you're on the right side of money. It's passive, and the income is not dependent on your presence. The money that I'm making right now, I have trades set up right now. I can go to the beach. I can go pick my kids up. I can go out with my wife. And if the trade activates, I don't have to be present for the trade to activate. I set it up and I have the parameters. And once the trade activates, I'm either going to gain money on my money or I'm going to take a minimal loss. And understanding that we're constantly winning and we have some losses, that temporary loss is not your overall defeat. And this is applicable on the charts and off the charts. This is the secret. We all take losses, but that temporary loss or those temporary losses is not your overall defeat. So I want to encourage you. You might not be in a position right now where you think you should be, but you're not where you used to be. And God has a plan for you to prosper you and to bring you to an expected end. I'm not going to preach, but I want to encourage y'all that being in community, being with people who are at a place where you desire to be is okay. To learn from those people, not to covet, not to be jealous, not to be angry because somebody has something you don't want, but having community, being able to share information with one another. It's a constant exchange. I learn from you, you learn from me. Because you don't know what you don't know, and to say you know and you don't know, you a lie. You're telling a lie, right? So I know it's 3:55 right now. I got so much more I want to share with you guys, but I don't want to keep you guys past 4 o'clock. I didn't go into every single thing, but really quick, we have a scanner called Pip Juice, and it shows you and it tells you when to get in and out of a trade. We have live sessions like this where we actually set up trade setups live on Monday and Wednesday mornings. I'm sorry. I call it Pips and PJs because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Some people are still in their PJs. Some people are getting ready for work. But I show people with this scanner how you can get positioned in a $8 trillion industry every single day. You don't have to take every trade. We have setups. This scanner shows us what to trade, and you can scan every single pair. You can scan stocks. Put in Apple real quick. You can scan stocks and it'll tell you when to buy and when to sell. In this case, we have this was Asia session. Let me go to New York. So this pip juice scanner shows you setups in the morning in New York session, London session, that's 3 o'clock in the morning. Asia session is 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening. So if you work in the morning, you can still get paid in the evening. Work in the evening, you still can get paid in the morning, or in the after in London session 3 o'clock or at 8 o'clock. Right. So we have this scanner that basically scans 28 major pairs and exotic pairs. It also scans crypto if you want to trade crypto. It also scans stocks. So if you want to trade stocks, you can trade stocks. It also scans silver. It scans gold. So let's look at this real quick, guys. If everybody had pip juice today, this is everybody that's on this call. If everybody had pip juice today and they set up the parameters to sell or buy, right? When one activates, you just delete the other one. This particular trade activated at 9 o'clock and it pulled back, right? But trusting the process, our sell stop entry right here, if we would have sold, I'm going to tell you how much money we would have made today. Sold here, it tells you where to sell, and it tells you where to get your take profits. Take profit 1, 2, and 3. If we went for take profit 3, this trade, silver is a little bit different when you're calculating. So it says 787 pips, but you have to divide that by 2. 393 pips. A pip is points in percentage. It's a tick. It's a movement in the market. It's a movement in the largest financial industry in the world. And these ticks are equal to the amount of money that you risk every single day in the market. So if we traded 10 cents, right, the lowest amount of money that you can trade is 10 cents. It's funny that every time I say 10 cents, I always think about that line that Tupac said, trying to turn, what do you say, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents? Well, in the market, 15 cents, 0.15 is actually $1.50, a move in the market. So you can definitely make more than $1 with 15 cents, right? And so in our academy, we break down how to properly enter the market, how to use proper risk management. We have, this is just one tool. We have like 4 or 5 different scanners. If you like colors, if you like arrows, we even have a scanner that tells you, it reads buy and sell. It tells you when, it literally prints the word buy and sell on the screen, right? So this particular move would have made us 393.5 pips. If we traded 10 cents, let me copy this because I want to show you a couple examples and I'm gonna let everybody go. Point 1, $39.35. Now, mind you, this is on a 1 hour time frame, right? So it took 1 hour, it took 3 hours to make $39, right? 3 hours. So 39.35 divided by, let's say 3 hours. You made $13 an hour. Let that sink in from looking at rectangles and colors and lines on a chart. This is what the banks do. Banks have a global trader and they trade your money. And guess what? They have a software. They have an algorithm that tells them when to buy and when to sell, when all of us consumers buy and sell. Rectangles and colors. These are rectangles and these are colors. Red, green. Red means sell, green means buy. You can even customize these colors with your favorite colors. But understanding how the market moves will make you a lot of money. It can replace your income or it can supplement your income, right? So listen, this is how powerful this is. In 3 hours, we made $13 an hour by clicking and entering the entries that this scanner gives us. I didn't have to do any hard labor. I didn't have to go clock in. All I had to do was punch in the numbers it gave me. So let's look at this really quick. 393 moves in the market on silver. And we sold silver to make 393 moves in the market. So if we change that 10 cents to $1, we would have made $393.50. Everything is scalable. If we change this, the lot size, right? That's the amount of money that you're risking in the market to $5. That's 1967. That's not a year. $1,967.50 in 3 hours. So let's see how much money we made in 3 hours. You made $655 an hour. Okay, this is a little personal, but I want you guys to unmute when I ask you these questions. I ask you this question. If it's yes, okay, because we're recording this, I want to see who said yes, because I want to ask for a loan. Who makes $655 an hour? Please tell me.
64 Ford on Louisville over to Huntington, Charleston, West Virginia.
Who
Somebody be
unmuted?
making that by next month.
Yeah, we've got moisture here.
Was that?
We are. We
We are?
will.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
yes,
go.
and we will.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's
girl.
go. So look, if you guys are interested, now I will say this on the record, right? Past profits do not guarantee future results. But I will tell you this skill set, nobody can fire you from. And you really can print money from the market, understanding how the markets work. If you want to learn, get back with the person that invited you to this call. If you want to get the scanner and you want to make money even before you learn, and you want to use the tools that we use so we won't lose, right? If you want to get the scanner, if you want to get the tools, if you want coaching, if you want community, get back with the person that invited you to this call and tell them I'm ready to go. I want to learn a skill that I can't be fired from. All right. Anybody have any questions? I didn't hit y'all with PowerPoint death, death by PowerPoint. I showed you a tool that we use. Anybody have any questions? Let me show you guys real quick one of these scanners that we used last night to make money on NAS 100, which is the top $100 billion tech companies in the world. Oh, so this is the one scanner right here. It's called the Go Scanner. It tells you when to go. Y'all know that song, Tell Me When to Go by E40? That's what I think about every time I see the Go Scanner when I pull it up in my back office. It tells you when to buy, when to sell. It prints buy on the screen. It prints sell on the screen. We use this tool. We used this tool last night called Velocity. And this tool prints diamonds on the chart. And the diamonds tell you when to buy and when to sell. You got these red diamonds, it tells you when to sell. You got blue diamonds, it tells you when to buy. And these white dots tell you the power or the pressure that's in the market. So when you see the white dots over the candlesticks, it's telling you that it's bearish pressure in the market. When you see white dots below the candlesticks, it's bullish pressure in the market. We have so many different ways to make money. If you guys like watching TV, we even have something called live sessions where you can pick one of our 7 to 8 figure traders. There actually, we got one right now, Arabella. She's on live right now at 4 o'clock every day. I mean, not every day, but she has a specific time where she gets on and she actually trades with everybody. And she shows people her strategy in the academy, how she makes 6 and 7 figures in the market. Right?
Oh, I gotta go. I love y'all. Bye.
All right. All right, Marlo.
Peace.
Side
So
of
she's on
today's
right now. This
session.
is
Okay,
live,
so we're going
real
to start
time.
off first with
If you guys
a
watch Netflix,
top-down
you're not getting
analysis
paid from
here
Netflix unless you got
together. So
stocks.
the very
You
first
can
thing that
actually
we're going to
choose
do,
your
you guys,
station.
is we're going to jump down to the
This is live right now, guys. You can actually choose who you want to watch. So we have Arabella. She's 21 years old, and she's a 6-figure trader. We have Gomez Preston. He trades US 30. Those are the top $30 billion stock market companies in the world. US 30. You probably see Dow Jones on your news when you're watching the news station. You see Dow Jones, 2 points, 3 points. Dow Jones dropped 5 points. Well, if you don't know what points mean, you can't make no money. But we got educators that's going to walk you through. Gomez Preston, he trades in the morning at 9:15. And he trades the top $30 billion companies in the world, guys. This is information that you didn't know, right? So if you're interested, please get back with the person that invited you. If you have questions, if you get on the call, I can answer the questions. We have a monthly subscription. It's $250. $250 to make thousands of dollars from your phone or your computer, right? We have a 3-month subscription. We have a 6-month subscription. We have a yearly subscription, but it's practically peanuts because we constantly using these tools to get in and out of the market. All right. So you guys can stick
reversal and
around if
change
you
of
want to see
character here
Arabella.
as
I
well.
might take some
Now
trades with her
this might
live.
be a break of structure trying to get back the buy
Y'all can see it in
pressure
real
and
time.
buy momentum inside
So
of
she's a
the
gold
market
specialist.
on the 30-minute. As you guys can see here, I think we might be taking some buys here today, so make sure you guys get ready for them. Let's go ahead and drop down to the 5-minute time frame and just zoom out and kind of see what's happening inside of the market. As you guys can see, we ranged here only a little bit, right? Range equals.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, who took that gold trade with me this morning? It activated? I didn't even know it activated. Did anybody take that gold trade?
Oh, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? All right, so I took a gold trade this morning, right? And I set it up and I forgot it, right? And I made $248 talking to y'all, and I didn't even know that the trade hit. I just looked at my account and said $248 on a sale from gold. Come on, y'all. I mean, this is crazy.
From this markup, I think we can get a solid buy move, especially because, right, we are inside of a bullish fair value gap. We're inside of just a bullish imbalancement as well, right? So the overall bias is just for some buys. So let's see the current movements that we can get every single time we get a break here. We can see our buy confirmations. I would love to see it, of course, already bounce from this area here, but if it does test this 4-hour zone here as well, we can still take that solid buy move and even get in a running position. I know we're going quite fast here today, you guys. I want to make sure everyone's just on the same page as me. Make sure you guys drop me some 222s in the chat here if you guys are following. Some 222s in the chat. 222s, you guys.
So you guys lock in with Maya, you'll get access to this.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, you guys. So right now, as we can see, the market is trying to test this 4-hour market structure zone. Let's see if we break or we bounce. If we break, the sells.
So real quick, we have a brand new indicator called MAPS. That's what Arabella is showing. And what it does is it shows you the gaps in the market. And it allows you to prepare for a buy or sell. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Let me see if I can go to it real quick, and then I'll go back to her live. Let me see. Let's see. Actually, I'll just show you guys her video live right
Wanting to
now.
learn how to do your
This
own
is how it
markups, your
looks.
own
It basically
analysis, it is
paints
so important that you have
green.
half your screen.
It paints green gaps in the market and red gaps in the market. So once these gaps are filled, you can actually trade.
Is key. The more you guys practice it on your own, hands on, it's going to start to all click together, right? So right now, as we can see, it is respecting the smaller 1-minute bullish fair value gap here.
Anybody got
One
any
thing that I
questions?
do want to see is either a candle
Deja, you got any questions?
the move and the bias that we're going to take, whether we're buying or selling, within the next 2 more candles. Bullish fair value gap here just got filled. Let's see if it does break this here fully. It looks like it's wanting to close within the next 8 seconds. 7 seconds on here. Looks like we're having
Okay, there it goes.
3 seconds to go. If this candle here closes,
There
let's
you
see where
go.
the next one here
You
opens.
got
We
any
have
questions for
a
me?
bearish for value.
Okay, so I just joined. So what am I? Is this just showing the basics or
Well, so we have basics, intermediate, and advanced. So who did you join, Maya?
yes?
Okay, awesome. Welcome to the family. Let's go. Deja ain't playing. She said, I'm getting in here. I'm on it. All right. So Maya, send her your onboarding. So that way she can get acclimated with everything. So have you traded before, Deja?
No, I'm trying to learn.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I didn't know if you had any prior history or if you've traded before, or if you knew of trading. So we have an onboarding. Basically, it's going to take you where to start, how to get started, how to get an account. If you want a prop firm account, if you want a funded account, you can actually set those things up, and we're going to walk you through step by step, so you can start trading with me and Maya.
Okay, because I went to a event here in Houston, and they told me to start off with paper trading first before I
Mhm.
start doing it with my own money.
Right. So we also recommend that. So we have a video that kind of breaks down how to set up your demo account. If you haven't, so the event, did you start creating a paper trail, a paper account, demo account?
No, no, because I just went to just one event, and they just had told me the name of what I need to go on and make an account, but I haven't moved forward with anything else.
I got you. So let's stick with Maya, and we're going to make sure that you get acclimated and get accustomed to how to get in and out of the markets, how to set up your accounts. And the onboarding, there's also a way you can schedule a one-on-one. So if you get confused about anything, if you have questions about the onboarding, my business partner, um, Brandon Stringer, he will get on a Zoom with you just like this and kind of break down, you know, where to go, how to use the tools, so on and so forth. But that onboarding will help you tremendously as well.
Okay,
She
thank you so
just
much.
got on the call. Like, can you give her a quick little breakdown of what we do in the community real quick before we
Oh,
go,
she
please?
just got on.
Yeah, she just got on the call, so she didn't get to see everything
That's
that
what I'm
happened
talking about.
before. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we
well
on
look,
two
look.
different time zones. It's just not being 3 o'clock here.
Okay, where you at? Where you located, Deja? You're in
I'm
Texas.
in Houston.
Okay, bet. Man, Marlo just got off. But we got a couple of people that's on the team that's in Texas, so you're not by yourself. And I believe Marlo, he was driving. He's in Texas as well. So you got some family down there. We got quite a few people in Texas actually. But it's all good. So basically, I just kind of broke down how money worked. It's an exchange. If you went to a meeting, I'm pretty sure they probably went over, what the exchange rate is on different pairs, and it probably kind of went over your head a little bit. So basically, with the community, we trade together. If you're an independent person and you kind of like your own independency, that's cool. But I always encourage people to trade in community, right? I've traded for 12 years, and it's nothing like trading with other people. Not only for myself, but I want to see people win. And when people win, it will motivate you to win as well and tell other people about it. So basically, the community is created and has been created to foster success, right? And to learn how to overcome losses. And that's not just on the market, on the charts, in life. Knowing how to manage your emotions, knowing how to manage and be a good steward over your finances is so important to be successful in anything, right? And so the community really helps have accountability. So if Maya locked you in and you locked in before you even hopped on the call, you in good hands, right? So Maya's gonna make sure that you squared away and that you're acclimated into the community. And if you have any questions, Maya has my number as well. She can give you my number, and you can call me if you have questions or you feel lost. Um, we make sure that you guys are squared away.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. I think I reached out to Maya on Threads because I
Okay.
seen she was talking about business or travel because I'm a travel agent. So I was trying to get her on board as far as traveling.
I'm glad you said that because we actually, in our community, we have trade and travel already. So with the trade and travel, um, I don't like the push lifestyle, but you can
Right.
actually travel the world by leveraging trading. And you can also travel the world by leveraging travel. So we kind of, I feel like we kind of have trading and travel, a nice combination because a lot of people, we have events as well. So we just had an event in Miami and traveling there was funded by trading. And so it's a blessing to be able to travel because when it comes to trading, it's the largest financial industry in the world. It's even bigger than travel because you have to have money to travel. And so understanding the skill set on how to trade, you can leverage your monies and travel. Um, but even the travel companies that we have that exist, they have to have money to buy fuel. They have to have money for the planes, so on and so forth, to pay the pilots. And so you'd be able to fly first class or get a 7 day vacation just by being a partner with us because we understand how money works. And it's an $8 trillion industry. And so you can use your travel agent experience to also leverage the trading community, right? Because some people have never been out of the country because they can't afford it. But we have a travel engine where you get discounts on vacations, on planes, on rentals, and everything too. So if you've had experience and have experience with travel, I think you will love it here too. And you can use it because I'm a TA as well with a different travel company. But I personally prefer the trade and travel with Akashics because of the perks that we have all together. So So when you signed up, did you choose trade and travel as well and affiliate?
No, we didn't get that far. This is my first Zoom call, so just getting information.
Okay, got you. So you registered for the Zoom, but you also signed up in Akashics already too?
No.
Okay, got you. Okay. Well, let's get you started. So
I'm gonna talk
everything
with Maya.
okay, cool. I would say this, out of all the information that you heard, right? On a scale from 1 to 10, right? Well, 7 to 10, 10 being that you understand everything and that you're excited to get started. 7 is kind of like you still got questions. Um, where do you feel that you are at the moment?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, clearly, yes, a 7 because I still need to get better understanding. I know I just hopped on a call, but yeah, I'm gonna need some more
I got you.
understanding.
So better. So when you say more understanding, um, you mean like as far as how to trade or the tools to trade?
Yes, the tools to trade, and also, about the community, more about the community.
Okay. Let me show you something real quick. And I normally don't do this. I'll show you something really quick. Okay. Talking about community. So this is Arabella is on right now. She's 21 years old and she's a six-figure trader and she calls trades. This is one of our community telegrams, right? And in this community telegram, right, we have over 2,000 members in here, right? So if you're talking about community, we got that. She's online right now. She's live trading, and these are some of somebody just posted that they made $175 right now while we're talking, right? And somebody made $12. They had a loss of 766, but they might have over leveraged their account. This person made $19. I got a couple trades. Person made $11, right? This person made 16. Yeah, she just turned 21 and she's been trading since she was 16. Thank you, Steph. I just made $250 off of the tool that we have called Pip Juice. And there's a young lady who used signals and she withdrew $16,000 and she didn't knew nothing about trading at all. This is Arabella right here. She just turned 21. She is an absolute beast. How old are you, Deja, if you don't mind me asking? If
I
you can
am
say
32.
32. Okay, yeah, you're a young lady. So 32 years old, right? Right. So the youngest student that I've had is 5, my niece, right? I have a trading strategy, and she say, "Oh, you can." She called me dad, right? Because I'm her uncle, but they live with me for a little while, so she called me dad because she heard my son saying it. She like, Dad, you need to buy right here, and you need to sell right here. And if she's 5 years old and she knows how to tell me with the system where to buy and when to sell, you're 32 years old, and I'm pretty sure with the systems that we have, you can do the same thing, right? The oldest person that I have that I've trained is 85. So from 5 to 85, we got all grounds covered, right? Um, my big sister Evelyn is on the call. I don't want to put her age out there, but I say she's a silver saint, right? She's a silver trader. We have all ages, man. We have people that's 70, 80, 60, 50. So the way we teach too is we try to keep it Barney style. And with the tools that we have, you don't even know half of them. You okay? I'm trying to get out of here. All right, so we have all ages, man, that we show and we teach. It's $685. So the community is powerful because Josh is 25. He's a six-figure trader, six-figure earner, and he's making money trading, right? He's a blue diamond too. So he's also building a community. So comes to community, you can also help build your own community, right? And we can show you how to do that as well too. And there's an incentive for bringing people into this community. So if you have a Texas community and bring them in, you can get paid $250 up to $1.2 million for also expanding the community, right? So it's absolutely a beautiful place to be. Um, I've made figures several times, right? Not a millionaire yet, but with this community, I'm definitely going to make some millions. And everybody here that sticks with it, they're going to make millions too. We're all going to make some money together, and it's generational. Do you have any children, Deja? You're saying something. I can't hear you. Muted.
She had just texted me. Her phone died.
Okay. Okay. No worries. All right. Everybody else, man, y'all ready to get started? Get back with the person that invited you. Let's go. Let's go.